Alright, hello and welcome to Ben's Beer Reviews, again joined by...
his brother.
Excitement. Excitement ensues. Ooh. So yeah, I've walked. Lovely. I still have a online course to finish before I get my diploma. But I am, for all intents and purposes, a college grad now. So we'll begin we'll begin the first beer review. It's a review by Fuller's, my favorite English brewery. It comes in a exceptionally handsome cardboard box. Yay, a la single malt whiskey. And on the back it has a spiel, which I'll read. Also, inside the box has this fantastic thing where it goes through all the vintages and talks about the hop varieties and the types of malt that they use. I believe that this uses Victory malt, I'm not quite sure. I've crafted the 2010, vintage with the highest quality triple malted barley for the second year running. This ale's main hop character is derived from the traditional Golding and Fuggle hops, which are like the quintessential hops of English brewing, pretty much. And further enhanced with dry hopping, use a blend of the choicest Golding and Target hops. Coupled with unique Fuller's yeast strain, we expect this beer to be another classic vintage. Individually packaged and numbered, this bottle is one of 125,000 produced, although we're obliged to, for the sake... There we go. To say the best before date, best before 2013, like a fine wine or whiskey, this mellow golden ale will improve with age over many more years. For the best results, keep upright in a cool, dark room or cellar. This 2010 edition marks 13 years of brewing this magnificent ale. Further information on previous vintages can be found inside. Being bottle conditioned, this beer will form a natural sediment. So pour carefully, sit back, and enjoy this, the finest of Fuller's ales. Fuller's is, after being open quite some time, still family owned and operated, which is great.
They've been open for a century plus, right?
Yeah, yeah. And there was someone in that brewery before, but it has a band over the cap. Once again, a la Lagavulin or something. It was bottled at 8.5%, it was a bit more than that. This is the third time I've had this vintage. Only vintage I've ever had. I like it quite well though. So I know what it's like going in.
I have also had it just
once before.
Since we're doing that.
Yeah. I am a massive fan of Fuller's. I like British brewing in general quite well. But unlike, say, I think they have like a fuller flavor than the other kind of British brewery you can get a lot here, which would be Sam Smith's. I like that.
Which isn't bad.
Which isn't bad. It just, if we review a Sam Smith's beer, I'll talk about what I notice every time I drink their beer. But it's a rather brilliant kind of copper color, not quite garnet. It's very lovely. Had a head, but it's dissipating very quickly.
Mine's sticking around.
Yeah, yours is sticking around quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's also a bit fluffier. Mine has some kind of the bottom, some large soapy bottles in the middle. Pretty good lacing. Lovely stuff. This is the least the least carbonated bottle I've had, which is fine. Those are pretty carbonated. So let's get into the aroma. Malty, but very clean. It's not excessively caramelly. There certainly is that to it, but it does smell quite aged. It has a fair amount of kind of dried fruit in there. Once again, like a kind of winter fruit licorice you get from some aged beers.
It almost smells like a barley wine.
Yeah, I mean it's an old ale. Yeah, it does smell like a bit like an American barley wine, kind of. Obviously some caramel, a slight bit of toffee, a tiny bit of apple I get from the yeast esters. I once had this with one of my friends, Charlie Shaw, and he smelled rye in there. I do not, but if you pick it up.
Don't know.
Alright, sorry about that. I did not delete enough from my phone. I should get a camcorder at some point, but apparently deleting all of the first half of Lolita, the audiobook, wasn't quite enough.
You needed to keep the second half?
Well, I didn't have the second half on,
Fair enough.
so I didn't need to delete it, certainly. Anyway, we were to taste this for the first time, so let's get into that. Cheers.
Blush.
Right away, you get a very, very soft arrival on the tongue. Spreads all the way across your mouth very quickly. Kind of soapy bubbles. It's very nice. Dried fruit, licorice, caramel. It smells like the flavor. It's very, very soft. It's very, very kind of refined. It kind of reminds me a bit, actually, of the AleSmith My Bloody thing. Oh, the 666 ale.
Oh, yeah.
This one's very kind of gentlemanly, I guess, is how I'd put it. As it should be coming in this bottle. It kind of does is the thing.
I know. Leather wind on
you don't quite get like a slight taste of leather in there,
old books.
But it would fit with that. There's even a slight kind of dust component to it at this point too. But largely,
I'm not saying that we're drinking dust.
No. Dust can occasionally, especially in Guzas or lambics, can taste very nice in the beer. But you're shut up, you damn fool.
It's just the style I don't always go for.
No one always goes for Guzas.
Okay, they're a lot.
They are.
And they're a lot.
They're a lot to take in.
Over there as opposed to most beers here.
It's very, very enjoyable. This would be great for a fall evening.
Like a roast.
Yeah, once again, you do get actually a bit of a slight toastiness in the malt as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a very typical. I hate to say typical British malt profile.
I mean, you don't get the kind of. It doesn't taste like Maris Otter. You don't get the kind of walnut in it, but
no. It's not as nutty.
No.
But it's definitely sweet, very minimal or lightly hopped.
Very balanced. No hoppiness at all at this point. A bit of a tight, slight alcoholic tinge.
Yeah. There's a bit of an alcoholic warmth to it.
But everything is very subdued. It's very classy. It's very well blended, as it should at this point.
Yeah.
It's 4 years old. No, they do it at the end of the year. They take whatever the best ingredients were for the year and make a beer out of that. But if you can get it, by all means do. Save it for a very special evening where you're watching Lord of the Rings in winter or something. That would be perfect then. I'm gonna give it a 95. You?
93.
Okay.
It's a really good beer.
Yeah.
It's just very, very malt. It's really good malty. There's a it has a sweetness to it without being cloying. As you said, it's pretty refined, fairly clean tasting. Almost has like a velvety smooth mouthfeel. Without being like in the stout level.
No, no,
I just coated my mouth
No.
in like oil.
And I've heard that's
What?
completely. It's not as thick as it could be,
It's not super thick.
and that's
but
good. I
There's,
think that's good in
there's-
this case.
it's a really good beer. Yeah, there's a lot of vanilla in the finish of it. By the way.
Yeah. Vanilla. You could spend a lot of time picking out flavors in this because they're all very, very subtle. It's a lot of very, very small flavors. So perhaps we didn't do as good a job as we should have picking out small flavors in this. But everything's extremely well balanced, and it tastes lovely and old and deep. I guess.
A used bookstore.
It does taste like a used bookstore. So for me, 95. For him, 93. And this has been our review of the 2010 Fuller's Vintage Ale. Check it out if you can get it, or get any of the vintage ales if you can get them. All right. See you later. Probably tonight.